Hi, my name is Glenn Morrison, ID number MIT 211778, here to introduce my BN200 assignment 1, where I'll be looking at the beef penetration application. Okay, as was mentioned previously, the system I am going to be using for this assignment is going to be BEEF, or the Browser Exploitation Framework Project. So BEEF is a system that can penetrate into browsers, and amidst the growing concerns and above all the increase on the e-commerce industry, people are divulging more information on browsers than ever before. So maintaining security on these browsers is of prime importance. Okay, so the first thing to look at when you're talking about the BEEF system would be this hook mechanic right here. Whenever you load up BEEF, it gives you the link to the user interface that I was on previously. It also gives you this hook. So what this hook does is you can put that in a website or in a link in an email, and then what would happen is once the user clicks on this link, it would infect it'll infect the computer. So if we go back to the user interface and open link, it will show up in this online browser section right here. And the IP address would be an infected IP address that we have now been able to access. Okay, so once you've hacked into another web browser with BEEF, there is many things you are able to do. So once you're in, and I've unfortunately been able to get in, so this is an image. This is what you're shown with. So this is the IP address that's been attacked. You got all these tabs, but if you want to actually infiltrate the browser, then you'd go into the command tab here. And this is all a list of all the things you can do through the browser. So as you can see here, you can go through the QuickTime, webcams, whole bunch of stuff. So then this could potentially be very, very bad, because it's say you can get through the person's webcams, and that's a major breach of privacy. And you can see many things going on in their life. So being able to penetrate and find out these weaknesses will only help people improve their security of their computer. Okay, so the next incredibly useful feature with the BEEF application is this log section. What this does is once you have an application that's got many browsers that have been infiltrated, it will give you a rundown on how the connection's going. So if the connection has been failed, or if it's still going, and the time and the IP addresses that you've hacked. This is good because it gives you the rundown. It lets you know how all the system's going, and if the system has managed to repel the attack, then this log will let you know. It'll say it has failed to do so, or it has been disconnected. So it gives you a good rundown on how the increases and how an increase in security would be going. A final feature of BEEF that's very interesting, can be very useful, is that you can combine BEEF with Metasploit. So Metasploit was what we were using for our formative assignment. So we'll go here, as I've been unable to infiltrate. And it gives you the option to go with beef and combine it with Metasploit right here in the commands tab. This could be very useful as it would open the penetration testing up to a whole range of new attacks to further check the security of the system that you're trying to penetrate. So if it's been denying all the previous beef penetration attempts and then combining it with Metasploit and opening up a whole new range could help find further weaknesses and then thus improve security. So to conclude, beef is a very, very useful penetration tester to have on your Kali Linux. Browsers are just used for so much, and having ample security on them is a must. And so using beef to do your penetration testing on the browsers will mean that you can improve your security for all your much needed information, such as bank account details, applications, usernames, and passwords. So to conclude, the beef penetration application is a very useful one. Like I mentioned, internet and web browsers take over everything we're doing these days. E-commerce, for example, it will have our credit cards, all our personal information stored on it. So having the topmost security on our web browsers is a must, which is why we need a penetration tester like beef. Thank you for listening.